Well, who saw this coming? Mason Clark is ripping up the championship now that he's on his favoured position. We're also talking this week about Sims. Is he looking okay at the moment under Lampard? And on Sky Blues Walker asking a big negative question is the championship not living up to expectations this season? Why is it feeling a little bit flat? We've got Tom, Ben and Scott all back with us on 20 minutes of Coventry Chat. How are we, guys? You beat Hull. This is the last result we're looking back on. First of all, Tom, was that a straightforward win as it sounded?
Well, we were definitely the better team. Don't get me wrong. I thought Hull were terrible. Like, no disrespect to them at all. If they play like that every game, they're going down. But I thought, yeah, the better team won. I mean, their goal completely gets a run of play. It comes off the post from. It was a really good cross, to be fair, from him. It came off the post. I don't really think there's much Collins can do. It's a poor goal to concede, but we go 1-0 down at half time. We're all thinking, here we go. We did not deserve to go 1-0 down. We were all over him in that first half. We were all a bit frustrated. And second half, out of nowhere, complete switch around, a bit like Millwall, I'm pretty sure. And it was just brilliant. I mean, Mason Clark, what a boy. I knew he was going to come good eventually, but he is really starting to come good now. I think 3 goals in 4 games. He is absolutely unreal. I think he's slowly becoming our best player. He's a breath of fresh air. I love him. But yeah, great win. Great win.
Okay. Cheers for that. Ben J says, I thought we played well today, getting the ball in better areas. And we could have had 3 or 4 today. We're still getting no luck in our own box. Sims looked sharp when he came on. Raduni was a man-possessed second half. EMC was very good. Bassett will get better. And Torpy was class. We'll come on to the other one in a minute. Anything you disagree with there, Ben?
Disagree with? Not. I wouldn't say disagree. Sims did look sharp when he came on, but I feel like he has to now. Like, time's running out for Sims, really, because he doesn't play to his strengths for me. He's a unit of a footballer, and he doesn't use his strengths, which is it's going to have to change sooner rather than later with Sims. I don't think he's going to get much time under Lampard. I really don't. I think obviously he'll get till the end of the season, but he can't control the ball. He can't control the ball.
We'll stay on the Sims point while we're on it. Thanks for that, Ben. The other point underneath that, Scott, which you might have seen, was Higmaster. Somebody else said this as well. He looks disconnected and despondent out there at full time. Is not a good look. Is there something, as Ben says, going on with him? You think, Scott? Does he perhaps realise he hasn't got many chances left under Frank?
I think, to be brutally honest, I think that's part of his nature. I always talk to people about the emotion when we score. Even when he scores, he trots around and doesn't really get involved with the celebrations. I think I saw him at Wolves and Man United in the FA Cup where he was proper celebrating and looked crazy for it. But I think that's part of his nature. But I think he has to look sharp now. Norman's on there. I know Norman closes down. He's a young lad. He's very quick, but a bit like Ben. Sims is 23, 6'3", not knocking defenders around for me and making them know they're in a game. But I think my worry was he dawdled himself out of a starting position, and I think that's what's happened. But now he came on Saturday for 15 minutes. I thought he did quite well for him compared to normal weeks. He's normally a little bit lethargic and isolated.
We know he can do it, though. That's the thing. We've seen it.
Yeah.
It's just not consistent whatsoever. I mean, you look at someone like Dion Dublin. I'm going off the track a bit, but he used his strengths so well. Dion Dublin, he was knocking defenders left. They knew he was in the game with Dion. Yeah. And Sims has all the potential to do that, but he just doesn't. I don't know why. It's like he doesn't turn up some days. You think so?
I just said it's definitely now or never for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. He's got competition now, and he's got to put himself forward because, like Ben said, he scored 20 goals last season. I think he's on 2 this season, if I'm right. Not that he's had a lot of chances to start, but he's a big, strong lad and quick, so use it.
Okay. Tom, when Hadji Wright is back, where does he play?
I think you have to play him up front, to be honest. I think you can't drop Mason Clark at all. And that's the thing. I think Mason Clark and Hadji Wright will be deadly. And we need Wright back. You can tell we've got 4 strikers. Obviously, Hadji being injured. They're not scoring enough still. So he's the one man we're waiting to come back. I don't think he's far off, but I think we're looking at late January. I I'm not. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think late January on that one.
What?
It's a shame of how long he's been. Sorry. So that.
Sorry.
I wanna say
Carry
sorry.
on. I'll
I'm
take
sorry.
it.
Yeah, it's a shame how long he's been out, but once he comes back, yeah, you've got to play him up front. You can't drop Mason Clark at all.
There was one suggestion, Ben, from Josh. It says that defense is going to be the end of me. Looking forward to what Hadji Wright will do if Frank plays him through the middle with EMC and Sakamoto on the wings when he's back. Is that what you'd do?
Well, if you go back to one of the first ones we did at the start of the season, I said to play Hadji Wright through the middle. And everyone says, no, he's a left winger. No, EMC is a left winger. He's everything you want in a left winger. Hadji Wright's more direct. So he's not going to create you loads of goals, Hadji, is he? He'll cut inside and score. But if you look at what EMC offers, it's just totally different to Hadji. If you asked Hadji Wright, I always say, if you said to him, where do you play, mate? He'd say, centre forward. That's what he'd say. But at the moment, he's going to struggle as well because Bissett's he runs the like. Everyone thinks, oh, he's just a runner, but he's making space for people. He's stretching the defense, and they don't. It's creating space for the wingers, so people don't see that.
And he won us the penalty as well. So
yeah,
he did.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And once he starts scoring, I think he'll stop. He won't stop scoring.
Young lad as well. So
yeah,
Could even stick two up top.
Yeah.
Scott, a word on Brad Collins, if you don't mind, please. How's he looking?
He's not my first choice personally, but I was talking to Tom before the game on Saturday about whether he'd be in goal or not, and I thought, well, he kept a clean sheet at Millwall. I don't think there's anything he could do against the goals against West Brom. So I think he's under massive pressure because of his performances this season, but I'll be brutally honest, credit where credit's due. I think he kept us in the game on Saturday. He made a couple of saves.
Yeah, he made
people might think they were bog standard saves a goalkeeper should make, but the amount of pressure he's under, I thought he did well and kept us in that game. If we'd have gone 2-1 down or whatever it was at the time, or even 2-0 down, I can't remember now, I think we'd have been in the spot of bother. So fair play to him. I think he's done all right, and whether Frank starts him against Portsmouth, can't see why not. To be brutally honest, in his favour.
Okay.
Well said.
Good. Any of you going to Portsmouth?
No.
You're crazy. You're mad.
12:30. I've never been before, so I'm actually really looking forward to it. But it's 12:30 kickoff. It's going to be early.
Are you dragging that lovely girlfriend of yours all the way down from 3 a.m. to the end of the country?
I am dragging my lovely girlfriend with me. She comes to every game, but she enjoys it as well. She does love it, but she's always tired. So bless her. She does so much for me. So I'm only very grateful for her. So
Right. What time are you leaving?
I think our coach leaves at 8:30, which is not terrible, but it is early. But then it gets like a normal work day for me, so I'm used to it.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. We've got to look at the Pompey lads we spoke to earlier are up for this. They desperately need a home win, and they see you boys as perhaps a bit of a light touch. We will see. This is not going to be an easy game. Just before we move on from the whole game, have we learned anything more about Frank this week, Ben?
Everything I've seen a lot of good things against West Brom. It was very unlucky against West Brom for me. What did they have? One shot on target and scored 2 goals. The one was a deflected shot, wasn't it? Really, I'm very, very happy. We look at, even though people are saying we're dodgy at the back, the performances at the back have been a lot better. We've been very unlucky to concede some of the goals we've been conceding, but I'm very happy. I think I put on Twitter yesterday that I'm feeling very confident in the management team, and I like the way it's going. The performances are a lot better for me. They really are. But I could end up eating my words come end of the season. We'll have to see.
Oxford United are about to possibly appoint John Terry, Scott. So when Coventry meet Oxford, this could be a Terry versus Lampard, would you believe? Which will be interesting to see. Right, let's have a chat about another topic then this week. We're talking about whether the Championship across all our network is just feeling a bit flat at the moment, and you guys love it. You travel to all the games. So we're not talking about whether you're enjoying Coventry, but just generally as football perhaps in general, is it failing to hit the heights as to what perhaps we expect, and if so, what's the reasons for it? Scott, kick us off on this debate if you can.
Well, I think there's probably a couple of things that I've noticed and seen on various social media platforms this season around ticket prices, which seem to be high for a number of players. I think there was a lot of noise around the Plymouth game actually at Coventry with some people complaining it was 37 quid for an adult and 25 quid for a young kid. I think, when you're a family of four, that's a lot of money plus your travel. So ticket prices haven't helped. Some of the kick-off times as well. I mean, like Tom was just saying there, going to Portsmouth for Cov fans in Coventry, it's 12:30 kick-off. It's not a million miles away, but when you're travelling the length of the world to try and get somewhere, from, I don't know, Sunderland, Portsmouth, something like that, it's killing people, I think. So some of the kick-off times, I think, are impacting a lot of people going to games as well, Mark.
Yeah. I mean, I think our Preston fans were saying last week when their game against Sheffield Wednesday was on at 12 against what would have been the Merseyside derby. Obviously, it got cancelled. So who in their right mind is watching Sheffield Wednesday versus Preston? I mean, it's only going to be a handful of... So even the games that are on, surely no one's really watching them, are they, Tom? I mean, the money's good, but is it killing atmospheres in stadiums and, like you say, putting people off going to games because they can watch it on the telly?
Yeah, I was actually going to mention that as well. I think the Sky deal, I mean, you can watch more of it on the telly, but I do think it is killing attendances, to be honest. I think as well, a lot of people just decide not to go anymore. They like to watch it on telly, but I'm always one of them people that I'd much rather go than sit and watch it on telly. But it is killing attendances. And as Scott said as well, ticket prices are, I mean, us included, I think we charge a lot for away fans, we do. And we get it every season, people complain. So it's ticket prices. I think the Sky deal's not great, ideally. A lot of 12:30 kickoffs, especially but the Prem games on as well. People are choosing to watch the Prem games. Yeah, and also the poor officiating as well. I think the officiating is so poor in this country. It doesn't matter what division it is. I think it's so poor. I think our official at the weekend was poor. I'm not saying I want VAR or anything, but also VAR as well is killing football at the moment. So need to up the officiating. You look at the European football, like the Euros, for example, it's brilliant. And then it comes to England and it's terrible. So bad officiating as well.
Ben, give us your thoughts. And also, people are saying kind of, Pep Guardiola's ruling football because everyone's playing out.
That's what I was going to say. My biggest gripe is time wasting and officiating. And these goal kicks, honest to God, they drive me insane. And that's from Pep, isn't it? Just these goal kicks and the time. People are wasting time from the start of the game when they're not even winning. I can't believe people pay money to go and watch the football. Hard-earned money. It's a lot of money to take your kids. If you take your kids, it's a lot of money. And we're watching some idiot goalkeeper roll it to his defender and he rolls it back to him and then he plays it 3 yards. It's horrendous. It's horrendous. I tell you who the worst for that, Derby. They just try and keep it 0-0 and score a goal. That's all they try and do. And they waste time from the first minute. And that for me is a big problem. And the goalkeeper's going down and pretending they're injured so they can change to things like that. But what can you do? How do you stop it? I don't know. My head was on Mars on Saturday when that whole goalkeeper went down. I was like, here we go again. Every single game this is happening. I was so frustrated watching because I know what he's doing as well. I think we've done it once this season, I won't lie. But it feels every game that happens against us, it's so... And the refs don't do anything. Oh, it's so annoying. The officiating is so poor.
For some reason, they have to walk to the halfway line. The referee walks with his back to the goalkeeper who's just going to stand there and wait. And then he gets the halfway line and then, play the ball.
Well, there were the iPads out as well. Oh, it angered me on Saturday. I was very angry when it happened.
Honestly, I think it's going to become a big problem. I honestly do.
It will.
But the Championship's still the best league in the world, so it's not that bad.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Oh, yeah. Look at Blackburn, for example. They're doing really well this season. It's always nice to see a team that you'd expect to be low down quite high up. So that's quite nice.
That was another point that somebody else made, Scott, was that the predictability of the league is that the teams that have come down with the parachute payments are the teams that are fighting at the top, and there isn't an Ipswich this season that's kind of ruffling the feathers. It's kind of we expected it to be Leeds, Burnley, Sheffield United, possibly people expected Luton to be there as well. But do you understand that point of view, that it's the predictability of it all that people just get fed up of?
Is it predictable though?
Well, certainly this season. I mean, I was talking to my son about it the other day. I think The only game I've seen us get battered in was Leeds away. I mean, we were poor at Leeds, and Leeds were very good. But I think any other team that we played, I think it's the most open championship I can remember so far this season for quite a while. I know the big teams are up there, but from what I've seen, we're not far behind them, if at all far behind them, if at all behind them, to be brutally honest. So I think it's quite open this season, Mark.
And we've pissed it up the wall, haven't we, Scott?
Yeah. Yeah, we've dropped points all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, we should have beaten Sheffield United, to be honest. I think we could have got a draw at Burnley. We've beaten Luton. We've lost against Leeds. Who else is up there?
Should have beat West Brom.
3-0.
We beat Blackburn. We could have at least got a point against West Brom. And on a good day, if we'd have scored when we were 1-0 down, we were high in the ascendancy. We potentially could, in inverted commas, have won that game if we'd have got back to 1 apiece the way we were playing second half.
100%.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. We shall leave that there. Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. We're nearly to, we're over 100 now, which is massive credit to you guys, Sky Blues out there. Let's get to 150 this week. That'd be massively appreciated. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Scott. Enjoy your trip to Pompey. Those of you crazy ones that are going, and we'll see you the other side of it. It's nearly Christmas. One more to go. See you next week.
Cheers.
Thank you.